Hi there and welcome to day 4. Today we're going to start on our feet. We're going to do a bit of warm up in standing and then we're going to come down onto the mat. We've got 3 exercises to work through today. So start by bringing the feet in underneath the hips. Now as always when we're in standing we want to try and hold the body with good posture. Now this can be slightly different for everybody, but ultimately we should have the shoulder blades down so the chest feels open, but try and avoid this kind of pinching back. Relax the shoulders, slight tuck of the chin into the chest. And then we're going to start by taking the feet out a little bit wider, just about under the shoulders. Now we're going to take a breath in as we push the bottom back into a small squat. And as we breathe out, we're going to press through the feet to come up. We're going to circle through the shoulders. And again, breath in as we bring the arms back down. We're going to sit back as we breathe out. Coming all the way up and take the arms overhead, circling through the shoulders. Good, well done. Now we're going to add a little bit of mobility for the spine. So you're going to bring the arms up overhead and then you're going to take the right arm forwards and the left arm back, looking back at the left arm. We come up, we twist through the center and we do the same to the other side. And again, we come back to the center, we bring the arms down, we push back into a squat. Again, we circle through the shoulders, we take the right arm forwards, the left arm back. Again, we lift, we twist, we do the same to the other side. Good, well done. Arms back down by the side, sweeping back into that squat, bringing the arms up either side of the ears. And again, we twist. Good, well done. And again, last time. Good, well done. So we're going to bring the arms back down to the side, step the feet back in. Now from here, we're going to take the right arm up and overhead. And as we bring the arm over, we're just going to step the right leg out to the side. Now we're not crunching through the left side, we're trying to lengthen and reach through the right side of the body. So as you reach up, you want to lengthen as if you're trying to stretch out through the ribs. Good, and then from here we're going to take a little look up at the hand. So we get a bit of movement through the neck. Good, well done. Now this time we're going to take a glance down to the floor, but try not to roll the shoulder forwards. So as we step out, we take a little look down, keeping the chest open. We've got one more to each side. Good, well done. Good, now from here we're going to bring ourselves down onto the mat. So we're going to take the feet back towards the end of the mat. We've got the length of the mat in front of us and we're going to sit the hips back into a squat, just like we've done in the warm-up. We're going to bring the chest down over the thighs and then we're going to roll the knees down into the mat to bring ourselves into our tabletop position. Hands are slightly forwards of the shoulders and we're nice and long through the back. Now we're going to squeeze the tailbone under, chin into the chest, and then we're going to come back into our tabletop. Again, we're going to squeeze that tailbone under, chin into the chest, and again we're going to come back. Good, well done. 2 more. Now as you relax the back here, you can push the tummy down a little bit so we create an arch. This is what we call cat-cow. A nice little bit of a mobility for the spine. Good, now we're going to move into our first exercise. Now this is going to target the glutes, the hips and the core. Now you're going to come down onto your left forearm. So your elbow is under your shoulder, but the right hand is still on the mat. This is going to open up through the right side of the body. We're going to take a breath in as we slide the right leg back, and then we're going to breathe out as we lift. Breath in as we lower, breathe out as we lift. Good. So a simple kick of the leg up, squeezing into the bum cheeks as you lift, opening up at the front of the hip. We're going to keep that leg nice and long. So try not to bend at the knee, point the toes. Now we can challenge our glutes a little bit more here and our hip range tapping it across the left leg and then lifting back up and tapping it to the floor. So taking it up across the left leg and again back to the floor. Now again, try not to bend at the knee. And then we can also add a little leg kick out to the side. And this is going to start to work the core, the obliques. So essentially you're making a semicircle, lifting that leg up nice and high as we transition from side to side. A little bit of a challenge. Good, well done. We're going to take one more round. Good, well done. We're going to bring those knees back in and we're just going to sit back here. We're going to just loosen off into the wrists. Good, well done. So just relax the forearms down, take a couple of deep breaths. And then we're going to come up and do exactly the same on the other side. So again, setting yourself up into your tabletop. This time we're coming down onto the right forearm with the left hand underneath. And from here, the left side of the body is open. We slide the left leg back as we take a breath in. And again, as we breathe out, we're going to lift. Breathe in as we lower down. So remember, as we work our way through the levels here, you just find a level that works for you. This might be enough of a challenge for you. You'll certainly feel this in the glutes on both sides. But again, if you want to add that little extra challenge as you take that leg up, we cross it over the right leg. And again, we lift, tap it to the floor. We take it up and we cross it over. Now again here, for a little bit more challenge, you can take that leg out to the side. So we come up and over and out to the side. So it's a big semicircle. Now of course, moving that leg from side to side is really going to destabilize the trunk of the body. So this is going to challenge your core a little bit more. Good, well done. One more to each side. And again, we slide the knee back in underneath the hip. And again, we sit back into our rest position. Take a couple of deep breaths. If you need to, just allow the forearms to rest down on the mat. Good, and then from here, we're gonna come round onto our side. We're gonna start on the right side, and we're gonna come all the way down. So you're gonna come down, and we're gonna find a nice straight line. So almost you can use your mat here as a bit of a guide. You wanna make sure your ankles, knees, and hips are stacked, and you're in a lovely neat line, left hand down in front of the chest. Now from here, we're going to lift the top leg slightly away from the bottom leg. Imagine you're holding on to something the size of a tennis ball between your ankles. We're going to take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to lift both legs away from the floor. Breath in as we lower down. Breathing out to lift. Breath in as we lower down. So as we lift those legs up away from the floor, squeezing here into the obliques. Now your progression here would be to take that left arm up. Now you can either point it up towards the ceiling or you can bring it to your ear. But again, this is going to challenge your balance a little bit more as we squeeze those legs up. Good, well done. We're going to take two more. Good, well done. Rest it down, rest it down. Now, we're going to move over onto our back. Now, we have an exercise here, which is one of the original Pilates, classical Pilates exercises, called the 100. Now, the clue here is in the name, in that we are meant to beat the arms 100 times. But for some people that might be a little bit too much. So we're just gonna use our breath as a guide for this next exercise. Now there are many ways in which we can make this easier or harder. I'm gonna show you level 1. So we have the feet flat to the floor, the knees raised, the hands are down by the side. Now the movement through the upper body is a very strong beat from the shoulder. So we're not flappy wristing and we're not patting a dog, yeah? We're pumping the arms, yes? So it's a strong movement from the shoulder. And what happens is, through this pump of the arms, it destabilizes the core. So we need to keep the ribs to pelvis here to keep the core stable. So level 1 here, we squeeze the ribs to pelvis and we start to beat the arms from the shoulders. Now, this is where we need to try and find a little bit of breath because there's no easy bit to this exercise. So maybe 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 breaths in, beats of the arms as you breathe in, and then again the same as you breathe out. Try and find a rhythm. So here we are, level 1. Level 2, you can bring your legs up into tabletop. This is going to make it a little bit more challenging. Level 3, you can extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Level 4, you can lower the legs down a little bit, and this could be a little bit or this could be a lot. Now, from here, we also have the option to lift the head and shoulders. So at any of these levels, either feet on the floor, you can lift the head and shoulders. Legs up in tabletop, legs lengthened, legs lower down. Now, there are other ways that we can vary our Pilates 100, but just for now, this is a beginner program. We're just going to work to any of those levels. Now, with the head and shoulders lifted here, what I want you to do, if you've gone with this option, I want you to keep a gap between the chin and the chest. So we're not here, we're lifting the chest. Yeah, really sliding the ribs down. This gap remains between the chin and the chest. Try not to look down. So if you're looking at your knees, I want you to look up for me. And this is going to create that space between the chin and the chest. I think we've probably done more than 100. Relax the head and shoulders down. Have a good stretch. Now again here with these stretches, I personally believe that you should do what feels instinctive. For me, the instinctive stretch here is to bring the knees up into the chest. For you, it might be to rock the knees from side to side, or it might be to take the legs out flat and lengthen the arms overhead, feeling that stretch here through the abdomen. So you find the right stretch for you. And then we're going to bring the arms back and we're going to make our way around now onto our left-hand side. So again, we're going to work into the obliques on this side. You're going to find that side lying position, coming all the way down onto the left arm. You want to try and make sure that the ankles, knees and hips are stacked and the right hand is down in front of the chest. And again, we've got that small gap here between the bottom leg and the top leg. Now again, we're going to take a breath in. And as we breathe out, we're going to squeeze those legs up. Breath in as we lower down, always controlling the movement. Again, breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower down, slowing it down. Now, I didn't mention this on the other side, but the thing to watch for here is that you're not rolling back onto the bottom. So try and stay on the hip. Now, if your hip is a little bit sore on the mat, the pressure, you can either use a hand towel or a thicker towel underneath the hip or a bit of thicker mat. So there's so many different mats out there. Some of them are very thin, a bit more like a yoga or a fitness mat. Pilates mats tend to be thicker, but some people don't like the fact that they're quite squishy and they can move when you're in things like plank and tabletop. So some people choose a thinner mat, but then have the issue with the hips. So a little hand towel can be a useful tool here just to take a little bit of pressure out of those hips. Good, well done. Bring those legs back down. And again, just have a little stretch here, pull the knees forwards. Does load the glutes a little bit, that as well. Good, well done. So I hope you enjoyed that little session today. 3 exercises to work through. Hopefully you're feeling the effects of that Pilates 100 already. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.